Hi, I'm Erik Voss, and we have our first look at the Joker movie starring Joaquin Phoenix, who doesn't need any clown makeup or chemical burns to look like he's gonna ruin your day. Already in this preview, we're getting some missable details pointing to the Killing Joke graphic novel, and we're getting a sense of what kind of origin movie this is gonna be, and how it's gonna be different from the other DC movies, and why that could be a good thing. Let's look at how exactly this movie is gonna portray the Joker's backstory based on the comics, but also on other cinematic influences the team is drawing from. Here is everything you need to know about Joker. Okay, so along with some set photos and some footage, director Todd Phillips just released this photo of Joaquin Phoenix with the caption Arthur. In this movie, the Joker's name is Arthur Fleck. And yeah, Kevin Smith pointed out that A Fleck is a little similar to Affleck. Guys, I think this trolling is really getting to him.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Fleck is a struggling comedian who lives with his mother, Penny, who's played by Frances Conroy. This whole comedian backstory is similar to the Joker origin that we saw in Alan Moore's The Killing Joke, which isn't definitively canon since the Joker is never really a reliable narrator. But check out the wall behind Fleck. On it is painted the words Amusement Mile. That is an established location in Gotham City, and it's home to an amusement park. And in The Killing Joke, the Joker kidnaps Commissioner Gordon and takes him to a rundown amusement park. Now, it looks like Gordon won't appear in this movie, but we could see some version of that storyline adapted into this movie's story. Instead, this movie's cast includes Robert De Niro as a comedy talk show host. Reports have said that Todd Phillips is taking inspiration from Martin Scorcese's 1982 movie The King of Comedy. In that movie, De Niro plays a mentally disturbed comedian who kidnaps a late-night host and forces him to let him do a set on his show. He ends up doing the set, and the studio audience loves his jokes about his tragic childhood. The movie is just a really dark take on celebrity and showbiz. And this Joker movie looks like it's going for the same tone. It's also set in the 80s, which was a very one-track cutthroat world for stand-up comedians. Really, the one sure path to fame and fortune was to get booked to do a set on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and pray that you were funny enough for Johnny to wave you over to the couch so that America could get to know you better. That's honestly how comics like Jerry Seinfeld and Jim Carrey and Ellen DeGeneres became stars. But it was a ton of pressure for comics to book this one gig and hope it went well. A lot of them didn't. Some ended up okay, they just did a lot of drugs and now host podcasts. Whereas others we never heard from again. For all we know, they're dressing up as clowns and terrorizing cities. Actually, that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, we could be seeing something similar to that story here. Notice how in these images, Arthur is storming out of the offices of HaHa's talent booking. The comedian Mark Maron will play a small part in this movie as a booking agent for De Niro's show, who I assume here is turning Arthur away. This could lead to a similar story to the movie The King of Comedy, with De Niro now as the late night host and Phoenix as the struggling comedian who snaps. And seeing this confrontation in the street with this clown is interesting. When Arthur blows smoke in this guy's face and then tosses his clown nose in the street, you can almost imagine the moment that inspires Arthur Fleck to take on a clown as his moniker. And by the way, this clown here is played by the character actor Glenn Fleshler, who's super talented in his own right. He's appeared in Barry on HBO and in Billions, and he played the terrifying Yellow King on True Detective. The bottom line is, this Joker movie will not be a true superhero genre movie the way DC movies like Justice League and Wonder Woman were, or even a DC anti-hero movie the way Suicide Squad was. This is gonna be more of a standalone crime thriller that just uses a lot of the proper nouns from the DC universe. And it will be the first movie to launch DC's non-DCEU movie label. DC Dark or DC Black, name still TBD. It's for exactly these kind of movies that aren't meant to be part of franchises or interconnected cinematic universes. Personally speaking, I kinda like it better that way for DC. Compared to Marvel, DC's strength has always been its standalone arcs and adaptations. Auteurs taking over character names and giving us their own unique take on the themes that the characters represent. And we've seen this in the movies too. There's a lot to love about both Tim Burton's Batman and Joker and Chris Nolan's Batman and Joker. And the fact that they belong to their own unique cinematic universes that never cross over is kind of what makes them great. So I have high hopes that this Joker movie can give us another interesting take. Just look at the cast for this movie, it's amazing. Along with the actors I just mentioned, there's also Zazie Beetz from Deadpool 2. She's playing Sophie Dumond, who's a hardened lower-class single mother rumored to be a love interest for Arthur. And recently, Brett Cullen was cast as Thomas Wayne, father to Bruce Wayne. Remember, Alec Baldwin was briefly attached to the role, but he stepped down after rumors swirled that this version of Thomas Wayne would resemble an 80s Donald Trump. But now Brett Cullen's playing the part. You may remember him from The Dark Knight Rises as Congressman Byron Gilley. What other DC characters would you like to see in this kind of standalone non-DCEU movie? We do have a Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie in the pipeline, and who knows what's going on with Matt Reeves' Batman movie. But for me, personally, I wouldn't mind a Dick Grayson Nightwing movie that has nothing to do with the rest of the DCEU. No post-credit scene teasing Legion of Doom or whatever. Comment down below with your DC dream movie and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at EA Voss. And if you're a fan of superhero stuff and you happen to live in the LA area, definitely come see my live comedy show, Infinity Fan. It's got all the jokes and bits that we can't do here at New Rockstars. A super depressed Batman will be in it, along with our good friend Tommy Bechtold. You can find show details and ticket info in the description below. And subscribe to this channel for all the DC updates and trailer breakdowns for this Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. And hey, if you don't like it, don't worry. The studio has like a dozen other ones planned. Thanks for watching. Bye.